First of all, the clone tool can be used for local corrections. I will show some simple examples of that. In this image, this insect was captured with the shot and I simply want to brush this off. I select the clone tool. I can have its options here. Set an appropriate size of the brush. I select a fuzzy brush. I control click on a nearby area and I just brush off the defect. I did it in one shot. It was very easy. Sometimes you need a couple of shots. This is a second simple example where I can use the clone tool to brush off some defects on a face. So here I select the appropriate brush size. I control click here, let me say, and with a couple of strokes I can brush off the defect on the face. In this image right here, I can brush off this annoying element, this annoying building down there. It was not possible to avoid it at shooting, but I can correct this at post-processing. With the clone tool, I select an appropriate brush size and brush. I control click in an area, let's say here, and progressively I can brush off the thing. So that was all. Possibly in the same fashion you can get rid of annoying power lines which sometimes spoil our pictures. Let me show an example of this. I control click here on the sky and I can brush off the power line. Okay, this needs some work sometimes, but this is the way you can do it. Little by little, stroke by stroke, you can get rid of the power lines. On this shot here, I have a local problem on the girl's face. The face is too dark and I want to try a correction locally. I can drag and drop the layer on the toolbox to duplicate this drawable, or I can simply duplicate my image. On this new drawable, I will focus only on the face of the girl. I can use any tool, for example the brightness contrast tool, and I can make a correction to the whole drawable but focusing only on the face. This is much closer to what I want the face to be. Alright, so I go back to the original image, I select the clone tool, and on the options I select for the alignment the option registered. I go to this drawable, I control click to pick this drawable as the source, and back on my image using an opacity for the clone tool so as to control the strength of the effect. With repeated strokes I can make the correction as I want it to be. In the undo dialog I can see the difference. These two shots were made from the same position exactly, that is to say, camera on the tripod and with the same exposure. With the clone tool, I set the option registered. I select this drawable with control click as the source drawable. So now on the first image, if I paint here, I get both persons. Okay, undo. If I paint here, I get no person. I get only the bench.